Exponential expressions. The question here is evaluate each of the following. Well, you can use calculator to evaluate, but I'll prefer you to use not to use calculator, okay? Now let's try to evaluate them. So when we say 2 to the power of 3, it is a short way of writing 2 times 2 times 2, right? So that means the base 2 is being multiplied by itself thrice, right? 2 times 2 is 4 and 4 times 2 is 8, and you get your answer as 8, right? Similarly, you can do 3 to the power of 4. That means the base is 3, which is being multiplied by itself 4 times. 3 times 3 is 9, and 3 times 3 is 9. And 9 times 9 is 81. So we can write this as 81. Now in this particular case is kind of tricky. Minus 5 squared. So the minus is not squared. Remember that. Only 5 is squared. So 5 is being multiplied by itself twice, and we get negative 25 as our answer. Have a closer look at this and try to understand why we did not multiply minus twice, correct? In this particular case, you can see we have a bracket here. Number inside the bracket is to the power of 4. So we have minus 1 multiplied by itself 4 times. Do you see that? When you multiply 4 times, then we have even number of negative signs. So even number gives you positive result. So we get plus. And 1 times 1 is always 1. So our answer is 1 in this case, correct? Here we have minus 2 cubed. So that means minus 2 is being multiplied by itself thrice. Minus times minus plus, plus times minus returns you with minus. 2 times 2, 4, 4 times 2 is 8. So what do you observe here? If the exponent is odd, then minus remains minus. But if exponent is even, then you get positive as your answer, correct? In these two cases, what is typical is that 1 is not to the power of 4. Minus is not to the power of 4. Only 1 is to the power of 4. So effectively, it is like 1 times 1 times 1 times 1. So you have 4 times 1 being multiplied to itself, not the minus sign. Minus sign is separate. So you get minus 1 as your answer, right? So there is huge difference between minus 1 to the power of 4, and when you put it in brackets and minus 1 whole to the power of 4, right? You see the result. They are different, correct? So remember this, and then write down the answers for these. Minus 3 to the power of 4 equals to how much? And minus 5 to the power of 2 is equals to how much, correct? So you can do that as an exercise, and then let's move on and do some more questions on exponential expressions. Thank you.